All right, you guys, welcome to tonight's call. Let me share my screen with you guys. I wanted to just really quick go over a few announcements that we have. Can you guys see my screen? We're good? Okay. Last week I didn't have the leaderboard up yet, so from March. So I just wanted to shout out everyone who hit Success Club last month. Brandy, Jolynn, Natasha, Ashley, Shanice, Jessica, and Shelby, and all of you who are on the board, you guys. Get on the Success Club board. Make Success Club a priority. I literally just talked to Rachel's whole team about Success Club and making it a priority. So make sure that you make it a non-negotiable. Also, make sure that you are on some type of home direct order that is equal to 90 PV on HD, right? On home direct personally. I don't want anyone missing Success Club because you forgot to put yourself on Shakeology home direct or Beach Bars home direct or whatever it is that's going to equal 90 PV. I've seen a few people do that, and I just don't want you guys missing out on Success Club perks because of that. And also, super shout out to Ashley for hitting Success Club last month, you guys. She went through some shit, and she still hit it, okay? So I just had to give her a little extra shout out because you know what she's been through. Last month she lost her father-in-law, and she still showed up for her business even when it got hard. So I just wanted to give you an extra shout out. This is the Success Club leaderboard, which has not been updated because I am at Success Club 4, but this was sent to me from my VA. So shout out to Jernay, Erin, and Candace who have 2 points on the board, you guys. Make it a priority to hit Success Club. Again, make sure your name is on this board next week. We added 5 coaches to our team in the last, that says 14 days. It's the last 7 days. So shout out to all of you who are growing your teams. I wanted to make sure that you guys read the announcement. I know that Facebook groups have been acting funky and all of the messages or all the posts in our team page gets like jumbled up on when they're posted and whatnot. So I wanted to make sure you guys didn't miss this. I created a business builders Facebook group because I know that not everyone on our team wants to build a business, but I still want you guys adding your coaches, your discount coaches, your hobby coaches to our regular Florida Fit coaches page. But if any of you are here to build a business, like you want to make an income, you want to help people, make sure you get added to this business builders page. I don't want to overflow our regular team page with business announcements and business activities and business trainings if not everyone in there is gonna take away from it, right? I want to really focus on you guys that are here to build a business, with which most of you are if you're obviously on this call. But Success Club is required in order for you to stay in the group. So it's only April 8th, you guys. You've got the rest of this month to hit Success Club and help 3 people in order to stay in the group. And I'm not doing that to be mean or to like kick people out. I'm doing that because we all know that Success Club is vital to your business. If you are not hitting Success Club, you don't have a business. You have a hobby. You have a helping people every now and again, right? Which is great and fine. I don't want to discourage you from helping 1 to 2 people, but you can help 3. There's no reason why you can't, right? And again, if you're here to build a business, that's part of our business description, to help at least 3 people a month with getting results and getting them started in their journey, right? So make sure you join that group. This is our weekly week at a glance. We had our National Wake Up Call today. If you missed it, go listen to the recording. It was amazing. My girl Rachel is going to be talking tonight in our business page. My girl Megan is going to go live. That time might change. I will update you guys on that. But she's going to be going live on Wednesday to share with you guys in that group. So make sure you stay tuned into that. Payday and Recognition Day is on Thursday, and then Super Weekend is this weekend. Raise your hand if you're going to Super Weekend, Super Saturday. Go drop in the comments where you're going, like which one you're going to. Guys, go. If you didn't just raise your hand, I don't know why you didn't just raise your hand. This is the first Super Saturday that I am missing in my coach career, and the only reason I am not able to go is because I'm going to be out of town at a bachelorette party. I contemplated backing out, but I'm in this girl's wedding, so I really couldn't. And I tried to find one near where we were going, but we're going for such a short amount of time that I can't like be like, peace out, I'm going to a beach body event, right? So I'm not going to the event, but that's the only reason why I'm not going. And I'm like really sad that I'm not going. I'm like really bummed. If you are in Louisiana or near Louisiana, you guys, go to this weekend's event. We have someone from corporate, Robbie Carter, coming in to share with us. We've never had anyone from corporate. Like, it's huge. So you need to be there, okay? If you're not in Louisiana, go find one near you. And if you're scared, I actually had a few conversations with some of you today, like, is it worth me going by myself? I'm a little nervous to go by myself. Go, okay? I promise you, everyone's so nice in Beachbody. Like, everyone's so friendly. You'll make a new friend. I will say, my very first Super Saturday, I was petrified to go. Like, I was on the way to the girl's house because at the time it was at a house and I had no idea I didn't even know what it was. I just saw, like, I got an email or something about it. So I was like, okay, I'll go, whatever. I knew no one. But one of the girls I met there, like, became one of my best friends, and we actually still talk, and she's an amazing coach, and we still stay connected from that very first Super Saturday. It's like, you never know who you're going to meet, and you're going to take a lot away from the corporate video and all that jazz. So make sure you go. If you don't know if there's one in your area, I will post the link later in our team page so that you can find it. Tickets for Coach Summit, yesterday was the last day that they were on sale, but you can still get a ticket, you guys. If you are not registered to go to Summit, register. Go get the ticket, okay? I promise you, it can change your life if you let it. I'm not going to go through these. This is what I went through last week about Summit qualifications for the parties and stuff like that. April promos, ultimate portion fix still on sale. I've gotten a few of you asking me if your girls order the ultimate portion fix this month, if they get access to the 21-day fix videos, and they do, they will get automatic access to the 21-day fix extreme workouts when those go live. Obviously, the live videos for 21-day fix are already shooting, so they'd have to, like, start from day one. So they won't necessarily be able to do them with the live cast, like, on the same day, but they can still have access to them. And they are amazing, you guys. If you're not doing them, they're not the same workouts as 21-day fix. I mean, they have some of the same moves, but they actually build on each other each week, which regular 21-day fix was just, doing the same workout every week. Every Monday was the same workout. It's not like that. It's very different, and I'm, like, absolutely obsessed with it. Make sure you get on the opt-in list for Punta Cana. All right. Now that that's done, I am going to stop sharing my screen after I announce Rachel Baldwin, who is speaking tonight to you guys. You guys, she's amazing. She's a 7-star diamond in her first business center, a 2-star in her second business center. She was able to retire from her teaching career and now is a full-time coach. She is a mom, and she's pregnant again, so she is growing another little human in there. She's an elite coach, a 6-figure earner, and she's hit Success Club for 50 months straight, which is incredible. So I am going to stop sharing with you guys. Make sure that you give her your full attention. Let me unmute you. Where are you at? Right here. You might have to, there we go.
Okay.
Good. All right.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm super excited to hang out with you guys. And every single time I get asked to speak on a team call, I'm still have those, like, I'm like, who, me? Like, I love getting to speak on team calls. Like, when I was a younger, like, babyer coach, I've been a coach for 4 years. When I was a babyer coach, I, like, dreamed of getting to be that speaker for people. And so once I started, like, growing my business to the point where people would, like, actually want to hear from me, I could not do that because I was working full-time. I was a full-time teacher for 3 years, and I had a baby who is, I love to pieces. He's not, like, some people used to hear coaches like, my baby's so easy. He never, like, cries at night, and he just, like, sits and plays. No, not my kid. So, and I chose that life, like, for a little while. This is just a little bit of background about me, but I matched my teaching income about a year into the business because it's not really that challenging of a salary to match. It's like sad. And so I never got into coaching to leave my full-time job. But then to be honest, like for a while, I didn't really have like a deep down why. I just knew that this could provide my family opportunities that I wouldn't otherwise have, because if I was going to be teaching, I was going to be broke, like, and I was going to have to rely on like my husband climbing at his job. And I'm like a pretty independent person, and I really like to online shop. So I didn't want to have to do that. And even if that meant, like just getting my products paid for so my husband couldn't be like, no, we can't afford that. I'd be like, well, I'm paying for it, So it started off as that. And then, I knew that like we had always said together, like we would want me to have the option to stay home if, someday, but that someday would not be now if it wasn't for coaching. And just, we just made a decision, like when we had my son, that, I still loved teaching and we wanted other things more, like a new house and stuff. So I stayed at my job, and until I haven't even been home a full school year yet, which is crazy. But so I built we hit elite. I hit like the 6-figure mark while I was still teaching full time. And I was averaging like 50 plus Success Club points. While I was teaching full time, like you hear me keep saying this, like I was super busy. And I love, Jesse said this on my team's team call, and I just think it's so true too. Like I had all the reasons to give myself to not show up every day. I was busy. I was tired. I was drained. I was raising a baby. I was, running my household, because my husband's great, but he's not running the household. You know what I mean? So like I was doing all the things. And so whenever I put my son down at night, I kind of had a choice, I just had a choice. I could choose to do the things in our business that they're not hard. Or I could choose to not do the things in our business that aren't that hard. And both decisions one is harder to make than the other. This business is not hard, but it does take hard work. And that's something that I love about, I don't like saying it like this, but I love that about myself. I have a very hard work ethic, and I didn't want to wonder what if. I just wanted to be out of my own way. So I've kind of been like that since the beginning. And I want to share with you guys about my, something that makes the biggest difference in this business that a lot of people don't like to do, and how that's made a huge difference in my team as well. Because you guys, monkey see, monkey do, and like minus 80% though. Like if you want to build a team, your team is going to produce about 20% of what you produce, or something like that. Like statistics all sound like jumbled to me. I always say like 82% of statistics are made up. Like they're all made up. I'm just kidding, but it's true. And speed of the leader, speed of the pack. So I have always led that way and wanted to, I'm always at the top of my team's leaderboards for Success Club and recruiting and stuff. Not because I'm like, oh, I need to be at the top. No, I don't care about that. But I want them to know what's possible when you are showing up consistently and setting big goals for yourself. And honestly, it starts and ends with Success Club. I've never missed a month of Success Club since I started as a coach. My first 2 months, I hit Success Club 5, and then were throwing some party at Summit and I didn't even know what it was, but you had to hit Success Club 10 and I like shit my pants and hit Success Club 10. You had to have like between 2 months, like combo 25 points. And I was like, oh my God, this is impossible. No one's going to be at this party. Like, how do they do it? And guess what? I did it because I was like, I'm going to be at that party. And, anyways, so it starts and ends with Success Club, and I'm going to back it up. Like what, you know, to get to Success Club, it starts and ends with the vital behaviors. They are not put in place for shits and gigs. Like they're not. Like they are called the vital behaviors for a reason. So if you were to go to the emergency room, the first thing that they do is make you sign a shitload of paperwork and check your insurance card. No, I'm just kidding. But they're going to check your vital signs. And if you don't have all of your vital signs, what are you? You're dead. You're dead. You know, so it's the same thing in our business. If you're not doing the vital behaviors, your business is dead. You don't have a business if you're not doing the vital behaviors. And then you're not hitting Success Club. And if you're not hitting Success Club, I'm sorry, I'm really tough love. So it's with love, like sprinkled with love on top, you know. But it's because I want everybody, there's so much room at the success table. Like come sit, you know, so everyone can have it. And I don't think people get there by like, I don't like information sugar coated. So anyways, side note. Your business is, oh yeah, if you're not hitting Success Club like has the name success in it, like again, not named for shits and gigs. If you're not hitting Success Club, you are a discount coach. Not to be rude and be like, oh, your business is worthless. No, it's because you're not turning a profit. Success Club 5 is the minimum to turn a profit. And otherwise, like, you just don't have a business. Like, there's no fluffy way to say that. You either have a business or you don't. Like, you know, like, that's why businesses go out of business. If they're not turning a profit, they can't continue to have their doors open. And we don't expect you to do that either. So that's why Success Club was set up, so that you can have like a minimum to reach to make sure you're turning a profit. So how do you do that? The vital behaviors. And there's a big vital behavior that people just don't love it. And I'm going to help you love it more tonight. And that is inviting. And to be honest, I wish it was like called something else, because like, do any of you like not like that word? Like inviting, like makes your skin crawl. Like you're like, I have to go invite people. Like no, thank you. Oh, nobody? Okay. I like interactive calls, guys. So you can use the chat and participate and like raise your hand when I asked you to. I was a teacher, remember? So inviting, I think, just has this like yucky feeling around it, when in fact it's not a yucky thing at all, especially when it's done correctly. I see people do it incorrectly all the time, but I'm going to walk you through my whole inviting system, which my team has adopted. And this is what landed us to be, we were the number 34 team last year. And it all starts and ends with inviting. And then that's how you're going to hit Success Club. If you're kind of, sort of inviting, you're kind of, sort of not going to hit Success Club. And then you're not going to turn a profit. And like, why are you here? You know? So I want everyone to put in the chat what like motivates you. Like, why did you start this business? Was it to make more money? Do you love the recognition? Do you love helping people? I don't care what it is, put it in the chat. And also, while you guys are typing this, I heard this on a team call once. I think it's so funny. If your video's not on, I just assume that people are naked now. I just think that's so funny. It's fine. You can stay naked and stay invisible. I'll just assume. For your own accountability, that's awesome. Then to cover my out-of-pocket costs. Cover credit cards, extra. Okay, awesome. Keep them coming in to help hold myself accountable, freedom, whatever motivates you in this business, why you started this business, to get those things, you have to be inviting people. And, you know, for your own accountability, it's awesome. The money, obviously the money, like it has to be beyond wanting to help people, because that's not going to help you show up on a daily basis but even if it is to help people, like you have to invite them in order to change their life. You guys, when I joined, I live in a very Beachbody populated area. Michigan is one of, like, the Midwest in general, I live in Michigan, is heavy in Beachbody coaches, and I had never heard of Beachbody. Like, besides, like, my mom had hip hop abs, but I didn't know that was Beachbody. I knew who, like, Shaun T was, but it's still not a, like, household name. Beachbody is not. We just live in that world and we think it is, but it's not. So if my coach wouldn't have told me about it, I wouldn't have known about it. I wouldn't have known about Shakeology. I wouldn't have known that this could, like, I'm not a doctor, but cure my, like, chronic fatigue. I didn't know that I could get in the best shape of my life from in-home workouts. She literally mentioned it to me in passing. That's still an invite. Like, she mentioned it to me one-on-one. And otherwise, people don't know necessarily, one, that you are helping other people do this too. And two, like, even what it is. Like, they just don't necessarily know. And nobody has Beachbody on the brain all the time except for Beachbody coaches, even once you invite them. Okay, side note. And so it's so important to get that invite out there. And the first step to doing that is you have to get a better mindset around inviting. So my first tip is to listen to or read your personal development before you start inviting. Like, get your mind in a positive space so that you're not, like, waiting to hear, like, someone send you a bitchy message back. Like, that's not the norm. That's not the norm. It has happened to me before. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it never happens. There's really unhappy people in the world, you guys. Would you ever send a rude message to somebody else? Probably not. So you have to keep that in mind. And then that's step one, is to listen to personal development before you send invites. Because this kind of goes together. How many of you are worried about what other people will think about you on social media? If you're not raising your hand, you're lying. Or you've been doing this for a really long time and you just know that it doesn't matter. Okay. People have an opinion about you, whether you're a Beachbody coach or not. They have an opinion about the dress that you picked for your wedding. They have an opinion about the new car that you bought. Because, can they afford that car? Like, people just are going to talk anyway. So you might as well give them something positive to talk about. What they're going to talk about with you being a health and fitness coach is health and fitness and positivity. They may talk about it negatively, but they're talking about positive things, and positivity breeds positivity. I have a coach on my team. When she joined me, she was just bogged down in postpartum depression. She was so negative. I almost didn't really want her to join my team, but because she did, and because my team is so positive, her internal growth, she still makes negative comments sometimes, but she kind of recognizes it more now. Whereas every conversation used to be so negative. Like, I used to dread opening text messages from her. Now I love her to pieces. She's an amazing person because our positivity seeped into her, like, even though she would always have a negative spin on stuff because that was for postpartum depression, we, like, kind of pulled that out of her, because what we have to offer is nothing but positive. Not health, fitness, positivity breeds positivity. There's nothing negative. Besides losing pounds, like growing the negative. Okay, stupid joke. Okay, so and then also think about, so people are going to have an opinion about you no matter what. Again, whether you're a Beachbody coach or not. And honestly, Rachel Hollis said it best. Other people's opinion of you is none of your business. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Personal opinion, I don't think walking counts as an exercise. That pisses a lot of people off. Doesn't matter. I can still have my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. You just don't have to be rude about it, you know? So you have to just understand that. And you guys, I was the captain of the sensitive Sallys. Like, I'm really not exaggerating when I say that, like, my husband or my mom or my brother would like give me a look, and I would literally burst into tears because like I'm like, oh my God, do you think like, like it was like absurd. So I get like worrying about what people think. Like, don't think I'm like this crazy confident person. I still think about that sometimes. But at the end of the day, like, they're going to have an opinion no matter what. Doesn't matter. Okay. And then also, if you're worried about what Becky down the street is thinking about you, seeing about you on social media, and you're letting that dictate the way you run your business, my next question to you is Becky sending you a monthly check to help you with your credit card bills? No, she's not. So Becky's opinion of you is irrelevant. And Becky needs some health, fitness, and positivity in her life. You know, if you guys, I literally had somebody say to me, to my face, after I was already successful in this business, but people don't always know that, like when they know you personally, you know, at work, she said to me, oh, I did something cute like that in my 20s too, like really condescending. She was like, you'll stop when you have more kids. I think I had Leo at that point. And I just kind of looked at her, and I did a post about it the other day, and she commented on it. And I don't know if she remembers that she's the one that said that to me or not. She might have been, because she never comments on my stuff. But it was really hurtful that she said that. You have two choices when people do that. You can be like, yeah, I'm going to show up anyways, and I'm going to really do this. Or you can be like, you're right. Okay, her being right and me quitting doesn't serve her. It doesn't serve me either. She doesn't care. I mean, it doesn't affect her the way I live my life, but it affects me. So why would I let somebody else's opinion that my life doesn't affect them, you know? So anyways, so you have to just get over people's opinions and just send the invites. Okay, so step one, that's all kind of around the personal development. And it might be a work in progress, and you might need to, you know what, I have affirmations on my computer right here. So I like subconsciously am reading them while I'm working every single day. And you might have to write like, who cares what Becky thinks? Everyone has like a name. I always I'm like, what if there's a Becky on, you know? Who cares what so-and-so thinks? Like, give your mean girl a name. Who cares? Like, you have to write something like that. Or people's opinions of you are people's opinion of me is none of my business. And have that so you can read that every day before you get to work, because you need to get to work. The next step 2, is to craft your invite. And this kind of comes down to, this is a personal choice of how you would want to be invited. So there are basically 2 avenues here. And there's nothing wrong with either one. It's probably going to sound like I'm shitting on the one that I don't like, but I'm not. It's totally up to you. So some people really like small talk. Like, how are your kids? You know, how's the weather where you are? Like, have you read any good books? Like, these are lame, you know, things, but you know what I mean? Like, if you like that stuff, like if I get a message like that, my way upline, she always has something like that in there. Like, she's like, it was good to see you on the cruise. Like, did you have fun? Something like that. Like, no, like, what do you need? What's your question? Or like, what do you want to talk about? That's how I am. I like direct. So if you like small talk, that's fine. You're going to lead with small talk. If you like direct, like me, your invite is going to be direct. And there's, again, nothing wrong with either one, because you want to attract people like you. You don't want to attract everybody, because it's really, really, really hard to run a team or have people, a bunch of clients that are very different than you, because you won't know how to motivate them. I know my team thrives on directness and tough love, because that's what I've put out in my social media. And at first I was that way on my social media, and I couldn't do that with my team, and they were kind of like confused, you know what I mean? Because they kind of expected that from me. So anyways, just be you. Pick the one that you like, and that's how you're going to craft your invite. So like I said, I'm direct. I'll give you an example of an invite, like something like, I don't know if you saw in my stories, but I'm enrolling for my April virtual boot camp. Would you be interested in checking out more info? If not, no big deal. Super direct. I don't need to know how their kids are. I don't need to know how many pets they have. That's not me. But if that is you and you actually are interested, then ask questions you're interested in the answers to. There are no questions I'm interested in the answers to. Like, this sounds like so bad. But I just want to get to the point. So that's step 2, is to craft your invite. And you can do this a couple of different ways. Like, you can craft a different invite day to day. You can craft a different invite week to week. You can have like a go-to, but you are going to be re-inviting. So at some point you'll change your invite. But anyways, that's step 2. Excuse me. Step 3 is the best part. It's copy, paste, send. Copy, paste, send, repeat. And you're going to, my method, whenever I speak on this, I never have a damn notebook by me. I do. My method, I did not make this up. This is from my good friend, Ashley Feld-Dyson. She takes a regular notebook. You can fold it or just know that it needs to be split in half. And you're going to fill your notebook with invites. And you're going to copy, paste, send, write down their name. Copy, paste, send, write down their name. One of my coaches, she's a financial advisor, and she could lose her job if she was caught with something like this, even though it's irrelevant to her job. So she has a grid numbered 1 through 50, and she just checks them off every day so that she knows she's doing a minimum of 50 invites. And if you do we call it the notebook method, you'll end up with 62 invites. If you do 50 to 60 invites a day, you will hit Success Club. Because it's numbers. But also, trust and believe that 62 people are not answering my messages. Most of them are ignoring me, even though they're watching my stories. A lot of them say, no, thank you. Okay, then you have a choice. So I'll talk about that in a second. And maybe like 1 or 2 would be like, can you tell me more or something? Awesome. That's what you need. Like, you're not looking to help the world. You're looking to help a group of people every single month. Okay, so that's your copy, paste, send. Copy, paste, send, repeat. Copy, paste, send, repeat. If I figured it out once, hold on, I can tell you a number. If you do this every day in April, you will send 1,860 invites. Some of you guys are like gonna puke. You're like, I do not have time to send that many invites. For me to send this many invites, it takes about 15 minutes max. And that's because I'm writing down every single person's name. You're doing what my girl Danielle does, and she's marking them off. It takes her about less than 10. Like, let that sink in. Like, this is not something that's going to take you an hour. No. But it will make a huge difference in your business. And the reason that I'm kind of an advocate for writing down their name is because it's going to be super easy for you to re-invite them next month. And it's so important to be inviting and re-inviting. Because a lot of people have no problem like posting a call to action on their social media. So if I did that, and the equivalent for my analogy is I'm going to have a party at my house, and I just put a sign in my front yard. Like, who would do that? But anyway, just bear with me. And I like had the details on it of like, hey, I'm having a party Saturday night, and like it had the details on it. Becky down the street, because she's kind of a bitch, I'm just kidding, but she sees it, or I just forget I said any of that. Okay, you post it not in your front yard. I heard that one time, then we changed it. You post it on your Facebook that you're having a party. You have all the details. You have your address, the time it starts. They need to bring a dish to pass. You have the booze, whatever. Okay, Becky sees it on your Facebook or on her Facebook, and she thinks to herself like, well, she's not really talking to me because I'm rude. I'm just kidding. I don't even know if she knows I follow her on Facebook or Instagram on social media, and it might be weird. I've never talked to her. It might be weird if I just show up at her party. But if Becky were to open her mailbox or her email and she sees a direct, hey, Becky, like, I'm inviting you to my party. You are welcome to come, like all this stuff. Here are the details. Let me know if you're coming. Becky's way more likely to come because she got a personal invitation. But also keep in mind, Becky might have a wedding that weekend. She can't come. But she wants to come to your next party. She heard really good things about your party. And like, she always sees people leaving so happy and like all these things. And she wants to come to your next party. But what if she thinks that you only meant it that one time? You have to be re-inviting, you guys. It's the same thing in our business. We have a party, whether you run, I don't even run monthly groups. I run an ongoing group. Every month, that invite needs to be back in there. I have monthly themes. It's a different party every month. You have to be re-inviting. And side note, the fortune is in the follow-up. Okay, but that's not what this is about. So what was that? Step 3, you're on copy, paste, send. And then like that, repeat. Like, and then you're going to do that every day with consistency over time. So many people in this business will do something for 1 week and they're like, didn't hit Success Club, it doesn't work. And they stop doing it. 1 week is not consistency. 1 week is not consistency. When you start something in your business, you need to be willing to wait it out and put in the work for 3 to 6 months to see the payout. And for some people, like right now, you might be thinking, oh my God, 3 to 6 months, like that is so long. Okay, well, in a year from now, if you don't do that, will you regret it? Probably. But if you do it, you look back, you're not going to regret putting in the work. You're never going to regret putting in the work. This business is not hard. Copy, paste, send, repeat. It's not hard. Inviting takes no talent. No talent. You have to, like, somebody said once, like, and this is not to be offensive, like, a monkey could do this business because it's so simple, but a monkey could probably do it better because they wouldn't have feelings attached. That's why you need to do copy, paste, send, repeat, send your 62 invites and put your phone away. When I was a baby coach, I would like hide my phone like it was on fire because I was like so afraid what Becky might respond back. Or like, what if nobody wants to be in my free group? Move on. Like, we just have to be showing up every single day, doing these things, getting in people's inboxes. One, that's going to help your Instagram algorithm. If you're like, oh, nobody's seeing my stuff, I don't have a lot of likes on my stuff, invite more people. It will help your Instagram algorithm. And a lot of people want to know from me, like, where do you invite? Oh, people always say this, girls on my team, Rachel, I've invited everybody. I've already invited everybody. Okay, no, you have not. You have not invited everybody. So then this is what I do. So this is what you're going to do. If you're thinking, no, but really, for real though, I have already invited everybody and they've all told me no. Okay, I want you to go to your Instagram and you're going to look at how many people follow you. And you can like screenshot it. And then you're going to go to your Facebook and you're going to see how many Facebook friends you have. And then that's how many people you should be inviting. And it's probably more than 1,608 or whatever I told you, that 80 or something. And that's how many invites, if you invite that much, 62 invites every day in April. And then every month you're going to re-invite. You need to be growing your social media every day. And so that you always have new people to invite to, but those people they're just waiting for they're like waiting for their life to be changed. They might not be ready. They might have a wedding this weekend. They might not be ready. But it's your job to keep showing up. So the places I pull from for people to invite is people who watch my stories, people who like my posts, and people who follow me. There is no one with a gun to their head making them follow you. They can click the unfollow button. I personally do not invite people that don't follow me. I think people get this really confused. Like, you heard me say I send a direct invite. That's not a cold invite. They are my cold market. It's not a cold invite. They follow me. They watch my stories or they like my posts. I don't care if they just follow me. You have no idea how many times they come look at your page. You have no idea how many posts they see of yours, and they just might not be a double tapper. You know, it's not your job don't put your opinion on somebody else and determine what they could do with this opportunity. So those are the, like, essentially 4 places. So Facebook friends list, you should be posting on your Facebook and on your Instagram for sure. So likes and comments on both. People who watch your stories on both. Is that 3 places? Followers, friends. So 4. Friends, you get it. Okay. That's kind of my spiel. I mean, it's like 3 easy steps. So like, get your mindset right around inviting. I can't remember what number 2 was. I don't know. And then copy paste. It's basically just copy paste send. Copy paste send repeat. Like, I always feel kind of dumb like when I present on inviting because it's so simple. But we are so good, you guys. Like, we deserve freaking awards for overcomplicating shit in this business. Like, seriously, this business is so not hard. It just takes hard work. And that is really cool. Oh, craft your invite. Thanks, guys. That is an important step. This business just takes hard work, and that is 100% in your control, which is bomb, because it does not discriminate. Like I said, inviting takes no talent. You want to, like, some people think, oh, it's easy for, you know, younger people, and then the younger people say it's easier for older people. No, it doesn't matter. Inviting takes no talent. And this business just takes hard work, and hard work doesn't discriminate. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who you are. Okay, do you guys have questions? I love questions.
I know someone asked how long you wait to follow up with people or to re-invite people.
So I count them as 2 different things. Re-invite every month. And then as far as following up, so once they are back in my inbox and they are showing interest, like the second they're like, can I have more info? I'm like, boom, you're in my tracking system. Which I use Google Streak. If I used to use Teamsy, I'm a big I loved Teamsy when I was really busy. Anyways, you have to be really organized to use Google Streak. So they get in there, and then I follow up on a weekly basis, and I just stretch them out the longer they've been in my follow-up system. So it could be they start at a week, and I follow up 7 times, and once I get to follow up like 5, I'm just following up once a month for 3 months. So it ends up being that I'm following up for like 3 to 6 months. And you guys, so many people join after follow-up 5 and 6. But a lot of people don't do follow-up 5 and 6. So you know who they're joining? People who are doing follow-up 5 and 6. You know what I mean? Like, there are statistics that are like real about people need your touch. They need it in their face multiple times before they're ready to commit. And it's like 87% or something. I can look up the actual numbers, but like 87% of people join after follow-up 5, but only like 8% of people ever get to follow-up 5. Again, in your control. I follow up with people that have shown interest, whether they've ignored every single follow-up since. Who cares? Not my job to judge. They might have been at a stoplight and like, oh, I shouldn't check my phone. And then they forget. Because nobody has Beachbody on the brain all the time except for Beachbody coaches. Feels my long answer about followers.
No, I loved it. Y'all ask questions in the side if you have any. I know, like, so what would you say to someone who might be a brand new coach or a newer coach or someone who might not even have Instagram yet? Like, they're just starting out. They don't really have, they might have Instagram, but they might not have might have 50 people that are following them, right? Like, what would you say to someone in that situation that might not have a large following? Not that you need a large one either. I'm not saying that, but you know what I mean.
I didn't, and Jesse shared this on my team's team call too, but I didn't have Instagram when I started. I did, but it was actually deleted. I like broke some rule or something. It was wiped. Like I had to start over as a coach. So I get it. And I didn't have a lot of friends on Facebook because I didn't use Facebook. So you should be interacting in Facebook groups, not talking about Beachbody, but that's like, I know it's old school. Maybe you don't know that, but it is kind of an old school tactic, but it's a way that I really built a lot of relationships. Like with people, like when I was pregnant with my son, I was like in a due in February group. I have a lot of people that have joined from there, like whatever, any of your interests, and then just actively growing and using what you have, invite them. And most people say, I've invited all my family, and most people are lying. Because I come from a big family. My mom is one of 10, and so I have a lot of cousins, and guess how many of them I invited? A lot of them joined other people. And then they lost out because I stuck with it and their coach didn't. And I lost out because some of them became coaches. And that was just kind of shitty for everybody, you know? So I didn't do them a favor by me being worried about what they'd think about me. And that was just me in the beginning. Now, whatever. Anyways, so I got over that. So a lot of people just are lying when they say they've invited all their family. And if you like, I know people say like, you need to go to your friends and family. I think the money spot is like acquaintances. Like your college friends that you haven't talked to, who cares? Send them an invite. You know, especially if you haven't talked to them in a while, like, what do you care what they think about you? You know, like, hey, we haven't talked in a while. I started doing this new thing. I'm super excited about it. And I just wondered if you would want info about doing it with me. It's like chill. It's not salesy. It's not like, here are the packages, you know? And then if you're not to the point of pulling out your high school yearbook, I heard this on a call once. If you're not pulling out your high school yearbook on the 25th of every month, looking for people to invite, then you have not exhausted your social media options.
Someone just said, how do you handle, so she said, I know we talked about not caring what Becky thinks. I love like using Becky as like
I know.
No one on our team's name is Becky. So.
Good.
Yeah.
One of these days I'm going to recruit Becky. There's a coach I follow. She uses different names. I'm like, you're going to find someone. You're going to
but she said, how do you handle rude comments and negativity to people close to you, like family?
I mean, it's really hard, you guys. I get it. It's hard. You know, like my in-laws, like I do this full time. My in-laws don't really, like none of my family, like really recognize, like, they don't acknowledge this. And there have been some, you know, comments not necessarily from them, but from other people. I've been there, and you have two choices. And I know it's easier said than done to say like, get over it. Like give it my advice is to just give it the space in your life that it deserves. So for me, I just don't love to spend a lot of time on negativity, but it's not my personality to be like, I don't care. Like it's going to bother me. And I just really make a full force effort to not let it affect me for more than one day. And then you have two choices. You can let it affect you forever and affect the way you run your business, aka not running your business, or you can prove them wrong. Make them regret that comment. Like, I really think that person that made that comment to my face, that condescending comment, I always thought she didn't remember saying that. I think she does remember saying that to me, and I proved her wrong. I am still in my 20s, but I'm not quitting. And I am having more kids, and I'm not quitting. I just proved her wrong. It really bothered me. I'm sure I cried about it that night when she said that to me. There are little moments throughout this whole journey that people have said to me, there's always going to be people who are they just don't have it going on for them. There are just people who feel the need to comment on other people's before and afters. I don't see a difference. Even if you thought that about somebody, would you ever say that to somebody? Probably not. If you would, please never say that to somebody. I'm just kidding. You wouldn't. Those people are just so insecure and unhappy. And I'm sorry if you're thinking about somebody in your family, but they probably are. They're probably unhappy about some part of their life that they're not actively changing. You shouldn't, easier said than done, let that deter you from changing your life. Because if you've made this step, I heard this on a call this morning, let your yes be yes for real. You said yes to coaching, don't be half in, be all in. You're always going to have people that want to rain on your parade, and then give it the light it deserves. So if you can address it publicly, without names, I did that, with quotes and stuff, and you can address it publicly and how that made you feel and how you overcame that or whatever. Or if it, is just a snarky comment that doesn't deserve the light, then shut it down and put in your headphones and listen to some PD.
I have another question. What happens when people tell you no? Do you just say okay, bye?
Oh yeah. I was going to say that. So, when they're so when they're no, thank you. I'm girl, no problem. What are you up to for workouts? And some of them respond and some of them don't. And if they respond and they have a killer workout routine, I ask more questions. Awesome. Do you go to the gym? How often do you go? I don't make it weird. I'm interviewing them, but I want to know if they're feeding me bullshit or being serious. Sometimes you can't tell, but guess what? I'm still going to re-invite them next month. Even if they're I'm slaying my goals, doing what I'm doing. I'm that's awesome. I want everyone to find what works for them. And that's true. There's not one path to success. Just like in this business, there are many paths to success. Just many people need our help to get to that success. And that's why we have an amazing opportunity. But some people, like my little brother, I call him little, he's not little, but he loves CrossFit. He loves it. And he's in great shape. I'm awesome. That's the avenue he took. That's not realistic for me as a mom to go to CrossFit for an hour every day. It's just not realistic. So you just have to I bless and release, but I also probe.
Yeah. And that's what I do, you guys, too. And just because they have an awesome workout routine doesn't mean that their nutrition is the best either, you guys, too. So anytime someone's oh, I'm already doing this workout, and I do the same thing that Rachel does. I ask questions. Good coaches ask questions, right? So I ask a lot of questions, and then I tell them hey, I actually had a lady tell me yesterday, she was oh, no, thank you. I have RA, which is rheumatoid arthritis, and she's so I can't really work out. Well, guess what? I know a coach who has RA who literally swears by Shakeology that it's helped her with her RA. So I didn't say that Shakeology could cure her RA, but I told her my friend Mandy's story. And I was do you have any type of nutritional support? And she said no. And so she asked, she was I told her we had a nutrition program, focus program, ultimate portion fix, right? I told her about Shakeology, and guess what, you guys? She's buying a challenge pack. Had I let her say, no, I can't do that because of this, and say, oh, okay, well, thank you, bye, right? And I'm not saying you can't, if people tell you no, don't be no, you need this, don't push it down their throats. But at the same time, ask questions, get to know why they're saying no. Sometimes they already have made up in their mind that they can't afford it, even though you haven't even told them how much it is, right? Or whatever. So, you know, you have to ask questions. And like she said, if they say no, that's okay. Ashley told me no for 8 months. I want you to think about this, you guys. How many of you, raise your hand, signed up the first time your coach invited you? Raise your hand. The first time they sent you a message, you signed up right then and there. Nobody. Yeah, that's like not normal. Most people don't. You might have a unicorn that's like, yeah, I want to do it. Very rarely do I have someone say yes the first time I invite them. Very rarely. So you have to think about it that way. How many times did you say no to your coach? How many times did you ignore your coach's message? How many times did you creep on your coach and not like any of their stuff or not comment on any of their stuff, but you were still interested, right? You still went to their page all the time and looked at their stuff. You never know who's watching you. So that's why it's so vital that you're inviting every single day, you guys. And I know a lot of you are like 62, like that's so many people. If that overwhelms you so much, then start with a little bit of a smaller number, 30 people a day. But be consistent. If you're going to say you're going to invite 10 people a day, 20 people a day, 30 people a day, do it, like she said, daily. Don't just do it for a week and then say, oh, this isn't working. Right? Because we all know that it works if you do it. Obviously, she's proof that it works. I'm proof that it works. All these other coaches that are doing it, that are hitting Success Club, like when someone's like, I can't hit Success Club, I'm like, no, you can. You're choosing not to, because I'm hitting it. Ashley's hitting it. Christian's hitting it, right? Like people are hitting it. You're just choosing not to. So that's you've got to make that decision, right? Does anyone else have any other questions? This was an amazing call. I took lots of notes. One of it was get your mind right before you invite, because I like things that rhyme. Y'all know that, right? Like I'm all about that. So like get your mind right before you invite. That was like, I put stars, put circles around it, because it's so important that you go into your invites, you guys, with a positive mindset. Because if you go into it thinking no one's going to want to join me, everyone's going to tell me no, this is so, I hate doing this. Guess what? When you go to invite, you're going to feel that way, and people are going to feel it through the computer screen. People are going to feel it through their inbox. So, anyone
project what you want into the universe. I'm not like, one of my coaches is so like woo-woo and stuff, and I'm like, I roll. But seriously, like she's like, one of her affirmations is like, people run to get their credit cards when I invite them to a boot camp. And I don't know if she still uses that one, but I always remember that. I'm like, that's funny. And like that gets your mind in like a positive, like she's very lighthearted, like place before she's inviting. Like, and then she's picturing that, you know, like people reading their phones, like they're running to get their credit cards. Like that's funny, you know, so be put out into the universe, even if you think it's dumb. Doesn't need to be like, I'm going to open a check for $1 million when I get the mail today, you know, but I mean, put out into the universe what you want, and then you have to back it up with your work ethic.
Yes. Thank you so much, Rachel. This is amazing. Everyone else I know took a lot out of it. I know I got a lot out of it. So everyone on this call, there are 15. Well, there were 15. Someone just popped off because I know it's 9, so people are probably going to bed. But all of you guys, all 14 of us, should be at Success Club by the end of the month. Like, there should be no reason, if you are doing everything that you implement, which you just learned, there's no reason, you guys, why you can't help at least 3 people, if not more, right? So raise your hand if you're going to hit Success Club and help 3 people. I want to see it high. Raise it. Everybody raise it. You should be raising your hand loud and proud and say, like, yes, I'm going to hit Success Club. I'm going to do it, right? All right, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Rachel, for taking the time out of your night and away from your family. So y'all guys, go show her some love on Instagram. Tag her. Rachel Baldwin is her Instagram. Tag her in y'all stories and shout her out and whatever. But thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem. Bye.
Bye, guys. See y'all next week.